Hello guys, this is Austin here. I just want to spend a little bit of time today to talk about Suboxone. Um, I recently made a decision to go on Suboxone um, about 3 days ago, although I've been on it longer than that. I've just seen a doctor about 3 days ago to get on it, get my prescription, and I just wanted to kind of get some of the facts out there and and dispel some of the myths out there about it. Kind of give some people who are deciding whether to go on Suboxone a little bit of a backbone. Kind of give them kind of just what I think really. And it might help a lot of people. It might help some people. It might it might not help you at all, and that's totally fine. This is just my opinion, and this is just how it's worked for me. But basically, I just want to start off by saying, in order to really understand and help you conform a decision about going on Suboxone, I think it's imperative that you go on and you do some research and you learn some of the physiological research about how addiction works and also the biochemical research on how addiction works on the body. I think a basic understanding of how addiction works on your body is really going to help you to determine whether this is something you want to be going on for addiction. I was in a real tough place for a while where I was very hesitant on whether I should go on this Suboxone. I've been hearing from treatment centers, my IOP, my counselors, my parents, friends telling me no, you don't want to do that. It's an evil thing. It's very much like methadone, and in fact, you will become addicted, and you will fail, and you will basically be shunned on by everybody, and you're not going to be you were not truly sober, and you're going to be miserable. And I just want to kind of dispel that and just kind of say, that is a load of crap. Okay, there is good intentions behind Suboxone. I think traditionally it's all supposed to be used as a detox agent for most people who are opioid dependent. But I also want to say that according to the Suboxone website, and I would assume by the FDA to be able to put it on the website, it is also used in treatment for cravings, urges. It also is used as a maintenance treatment and can be very successful in doing so. And I kind of just want to talk about that for a while. I did some research and I came across some figures that I saw, which is good, data backed by a lot of doctors, a lot of researchers, psychologists, addiction specialists, and I've noticed them by far the most success within a person who's on a Suboxone maintenance treatment is for an extended period of time. People are more successful over a year of being on it, on a once-a-day dose and a regulated dose, and this is for someone who is serious about it, because I mean, we got to get over the fact, we already got to assume the fact, well, this is a potent opioid. We already know that. This can potentially be abused, not something that can be abused in a traditional sense. It's, taking a whole bunch and getting fucked up. It doesn't work like that, but it can. There's minor things you can do to kind of manipulate abuse in your own way, which I'll go into in later videos, but I just kind of want to say generally, I think it is something that is somewhat harder to abuse, and which makes it a lot better for most people, suitable for most people. And so I kind of wanted to talk about, um, well, a lot of the main thing I was getting from a lot of people was you're clean now. You have no drugs, opiates in your system. Why would you want to go on Suboxone and become dependent on it again and have to deal with withdrawals and all that? Well, the main reason why is because I've tried a recovery before, and the coping skills and the willpower, and I've tried it about 3 different times, and I've noticed that the willpower alone just does not work. Um, I think mentally, yeah, deep down, I do want to do it without anything, and I don't want to be, have to rely on any substance. I wish I could do it alone, and deep down, I think we all think that. We all want that, and we got to accept that. That's natural for us to want that. We're almost too confident in our mental state and our ability to want to do this without anything, and that's totally cool. Other people are really scared by it, though. I don't know if I can do that. Well, that's okay too. We gotta kind of delve within ourselves and realize, you know, taking something for a maintenance period of time um, in a medical sense, and taking it as prescribed isn't all as bad as it seems out to be if you see it in a certain way. And you got to consider multiple things, but I think the main thing to consider is, there is tons of drug addicts, including myself, who go out there when they're used to chaos, just complete utter chaos. Rituals, getting up every day, dealing with crime, and just the darkness of the lifestyle that comes behind addiction. So I think it's quite a bargain to, accept the fact that, what, so what if I have to wake up every morning and take this medication, take this pill, the strip, whatever it may be, and use it as prescribed. So what if it's an opiate? So what if I'm a little bit dependent on a little bit of an opioid for a while, where I can really let my brain heal up. I can get away from my ritual, get away from my drug of choice for an extended period of time, and I can really put in and get back into society and kind of feel normal again and kind of balance myself out for a while and kind of really, really grow spiritually and strengthen yourself. And that takes a while, and that's, so what if you have to wake up and take a little bit and become a little bit dependent on something for a while if it's really going to help take you away from going back, and we all say that, um, it can be very hard to do that. It can be very hard to not go back. It's very easy to go back. So that's why, I've relapsed many times, and that's why I think this is really the only option for me I have right now is to allow myself to accept the fact that, I'm okay with taking a little bit of an opioid every day. If it's going to help me to feel okay, I feel great. I feel normal. I don't feel up and down. I don't feel high. And, you need to do the research on the drug too, because, Suboxone is very articulated in the formulation of it. And if you kind of learn and do some research on it, you'll find this out that, there is a ceiling effect to Suboxone. This is something Jim, which is he's under this as he's called the Suboxone doc on this YouTube, so you can find him, and he talks about a little bit more about the ceiling effects and goes into the biochemistry, but it's very set up in a way that is actually very safe. And if you kind of view it and you kind of delve into it, you'll notice, wow, this is not actually as bad as it seems and as bad as people put it out there to be. So I kind of wanted to dispel some of that today, and I want to let you know that right now I'm about 2.5 months sober, coming up on my record, passing that 3 month point pretty soon here, and I'm feeling great. Cravings completely gone. I mean, a couple times a week I may think about it, but to be honest to God, I mean, it has been tremendous. It's been tremendous help on my recovery. I think. Nightmares, dreams about using. I don't wake up and have those crazy, wake out of the bed, your heart's pounding, and oh my God, I was about to use, and the guilt and the craving that comes behind waking up and starting your day with that terrible mindset. That no longer is a problem for me since I've been on this. Um, it's very affordable. I feel financially it's something that's no other than getting on antidepressant and taking care of it that way. Very much similar to that. And it's convenient. It's something that's supposed to be that way, and I do really believe it's supposed to be used in long-term situations. And you you get a lot of people out there, they'll say, oh, it's cross addiction, you're substituting one thing for another. Well, no shit. I mean, that's kind of what it's meant to do. I mean, we're not gonna sit there and deny that. Of course, that's what it's meant to do, and you just gotta accept that. Some people gotta sit down and say, you know what, I don't think I can do this sober thing without anything right now. Sure, maybe 3, 4 years down the road, maybe even shorter than that. Who knows? Maybe a year down the road, I'll feel more strong enough to come off everything and do it on my own, strict, cold sober, and not have anything to rely on. But right now, in the early stages of recovery, where post acute withdrawal is kind of kicking in and things are getting a little shaky, I think, in my experience, is an imperative for someone who's been on heroin or pills, or doesn't matter what it is, a serious addiction that's taken over a year or longer than that, to be on a maintenance program to help get them away from their rituals, their lifestyle, help them kind of cope themselves a little bit and build up that strength within them, because it's going to take a while. And I think that's one thing, Jim talks about, is it's okay. This whole recovery thing is a very slow process, and as much as the rehabs would like to cram it in 2 months, it really goes longer than that. It stretches out very farther into years and years. So don't feel like you're going to be, shunned upon you decide to go on this because it is beneficial, and there's a lot of people who will benefit it. And yeah, there's a lot of people out there on YouTube that will sit and say, this is terrible, you know, this has ruined my life, the withdrawals are horrible, it's something you don't want to do. Well, these are the kind of people that, will go on 32 milligrams of Suboxone, and these are the kind of people that will completely cold turkey stop, and they won't taper off or anything, and they have no real knowledge of addiction and how the body works and how the brain works, and then they're sitting here telling you this kind of stuff. Well, no shit, it's going to be a fucking hellhole. Yeah, of course it is. If you don't have the knowledge and you decide to just stop it and you choose to be that ignorant and not do research, yeah, you can get some real bad bad impressions going on about the drug. And I just encourage everyone to just do a little bit of knowledge, even just a little tad bit on anything would help tremendously in your decision to find out the truth about these things. So I just want to stop there. Thanks to Jim. Thanks to everybody who's using Suboxone and succeeding on it. Keep going. It's awesome. Give me some feedback. Let me know how you guys are doing. I've been doing wonderful since I've been on it, and I just want everyone out there to not feel alone and not feel so pressured to the myths about it. I want people to feel a little bit easier about it. It's okay. We can accept this. Let's get over some of the stupid little things that we argue about, and let's just, we're here for recovery, and ultimately we're here to save lives, and we're here to improve people's lives as addicts. So thank you guys. I'm going to go. So we'll talk soon. Bye.